arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Monday, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out with us. It's a smoker here in Lincoln. I'm glad to be back. Been on the road for a bit. And, of course, this week will be a strong week. Harrison, you and I will be spending a substantial amount of time together this week as we head. And then next week we'll end up in Indianapolis for Big Ten Media. So we'll get our time in this week. and then next week we will adjust accordingly. Kind sir. 402-464-5685 is the start of him and text line. If you have questions, want to be a part of what we're doing, and the streams, of course, Facebook, YouTube, and Allo Channel 961. You can find us on YouTube. The YouTube stream is wonderful if you want to just find a way to see, put faces to the voices. You can do so. Because tonight, Monday night as usual, it's Monday Night Football. And we bring in the coach. But first, we intro the man proper.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside
down.
Laugh when he's conquered.
To M1.
That is the proper introduction. Let's bring him in. QB coach Barry Thompson. Coach, what's happening, brother?
Red beans and rice Monday, baby. Red beans and rice Monday. Let's go.
Hello. We haven't done that in a bit. We need to bring that back.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to bring back cooking with Coach Thompson. Walk me through red beans and rice at the Thompson.
I'll walk you through. Just to those who don't know, for some reason, it's a New Orleans tradition that Monday, way back in the day, was wash day. So if you think about big Sunday gatherings, there's probably some leftovers and things like that. And the wash day took most of the day. So they needed something to put on the stove, let it cook all day, and then eat. And so that's what we're told about the tradition down in New Orleans. Now, there's a lot of great ways to make red beans and rice. Take your pick. You can't really go wrong with it. But I'm going to tell you, this week, I hit on one that I ain't never switching up. It is to make a stock before you cook the beans. And this stock contains whatever meat you want, whether you want your ham hocks in there or if you want smoked turkey bones. You put in your, I think the French call it the mirepoix, the carrots, the celery, and the onion, maybe a little bit of thyme, a few peppercorns, and you let that billy cook down for about 4 hours. And once it cooks down, that meat that's on those bones, when it's cool enough to handle, you want to separate and keep that meat, get rid of the fat and the cartilage and all that stuff. Now, once that's done, you're ready to go in on your beans. You put your andouille sausage in the bottom. You let that fat cook off, which is flavor. Then you put your Holy Trinity in, which is your green peppers, your celery, and your onion. Right time, you add a little bit of garlic in there. You put your seasonings in there. You throw in that meat that you picked. You throw that on top. Throw your beans in, and here's the best part. Now, instead of just taking plain water, you're taking that stock and you're pouring that in. You let your beans cook down, cook down, cook down. You get yourself a bowl of rice, a little parsley, some onions. Red beans and rice, baby. Beans and rice Monday.
Harrison, you didn't know he got down like that, did you?
I'm salivating right now.
Right,
Be careful.
Yeah. No, we had to bring that back.
We didn't talk to Mary Ellen. He has some Louisiana roots, right?
Well, he's got New York roots, but his family, black families from around the way came from other places and brought traditions and otherwise.
Yeah.
And so cooking became a thing that in it. Okay. So here's the first question of the day. When are you coming to Lincoln?
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be sometime in August. I'm not coaching full time, so I'll make some plans to get here in August. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of people that want to meet you, and there's a lot of folks to take you to, and to have some of those conversations. Because I know, one at that point, some of the high schools are doing work.
Yeah,
and it makes it a little bit easier for us to get around and kind of show you what the quarterbacks are doing, what the young folks are doing in that space. And I think it would be exceptional to do. I think it would be a really good thing.
I will start making plans the next couple of days and communicate with you on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get you down, let you take you to the Salt Dogs, let you see what's going on around the way, and then meet some of the folks who want to pick your brain and maybe come down here. It's that time of year, Barry Thompson, for families, different levels of football. NFL training camp starts this week. Later in the month, colleges start to have those discussions. What are the coaches doing right now, Barry Thompson? What's the thing? What are you doing in this stretch before all chaos break loose?
I'm not a fair guy to ask because my business always ran into the season. So I was, right up to the wire, training and everything else, and then flipped right into coaching. But what I noticed is more than a few of the high school coaches like to take that little breather, right? That 2 weeks before camp starts, that maybe 2 weeks out, take the 1 week, come back and start to organize. But most of them post the 15th like to figure in a couple 7 days where they get away, sometimes it's staff, to kind of figure things out, get themselves organized, and get themselves ready for when practice starts up around here, August 5th. So
let me ask you about a version or a portion of improvement season rather than off season. That 7-on-7 in a lot of pockets of the country becomes the de facto training mechanism for a lot of football programs and a lot of football players. As coaches, there's a certain use of 7-on-7 and how people process what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. What are the benefits, Coach Thompson, for offensively using 7-on-7? What are you trying to? It's not just making throws and making what are the priorities for 7-on-7 having value to high school and college coaches and programs?
There you go.
Right, like and I let it lay there for a reason, because so much of what I see on social media and what I get from coaches is that, oh, well, this is what we're doing, and I'm trying to understand what it is that they think is happening,
right,
or what it is they're telling people is happening,
right,
when the reality is the time spent between July 15th and August 15th, or July 15th and August 7th, is so valuable to success in season that I don't understand why this stretch of 3 weeks isn't so defined in what you're trying to add to the utility belt, what you're trying to add to the mentality, what you're trying to add to the culture, that these 3 weeks are being thrown away by playing pitch and catch.
I'll speak on. I was being kind of funny. Anybody who's playing 7-on-7, they could. Here's my answer. They could give me a list of things that tell me that 7-on-7 is good, and I wouldn't argue with anything on that list. But I would look at that list, and I could go down it, and I would see that none of those things relate to what you have to do as a quarterback in the fall. So for me, being in the development business, I have a hard time understanding why I would spend time on 7-on-7, because it's not relating to what's going on in the fall. Just take the mere fact that the quarterback has 4 seconds to throw. Like, that don't happen in a game. Typically, a quarterback has to take some pre-snap understanding and process his first decision within 1.5 seconds. So where is that being done? Secondly, and this is another caveat, this is probably one of my pet peeves about it, is when somebody asks me if they're going to play 7-on-7, I go, are you doing it with your teammates? And they go, no, I'm on some other team. And I said, well, wouldn't your team be better if you spent time with them? So it takes you away from your team in some cases. Then in other cases, you're running an offense that isn't your offense. So you just start with those basic parameters, and you start to see that there's an opportunity cost to playing 7-on-7. And let me finish the point. So now you know that it doesn't relate to the fall. All right, but I want to have fun, and I still want to do it. I bring up a quote from Larry Bird, who said that most of the time you're better off practicing than you are playing. He said, but most people don't understand that. So let's go into 7-on-7. Let's say you have a weakness of throwing to your closed side. You're right-handed. You're not as consistent as you need to be throwing to your left. You get into a 7-on-7 format, maybe over the course of 4 games, that comes up twice. Whereas you could stay at home and work on that 50 throws on Saturday, 50 throws on Sunday, and you could work on something else. And you tell me which one's going to make you better. Last point. I'm sorry. Let me finish. I'm on a roll. The last point is those defenses that you face in 7-on-7 are 2 types, man free or 2-man under. You do not play against those defenses in the fall. So what are we doing?
So through it all, one, let's start in the space that you just cast the die. That you're not throwing to your receivers often. And if you are, then I ask the question, are you using the same language that you would use in the fall while you're playing pitch and catch in the summer? Isn't there a way to implement the things that are there? Right. And you can self-set your own clock, right? That, listen, I don't care what they give you. They give you 4 seconds. We work from 1.5 seconds. Get efficient in that time.
Yeah, so if you're running your stuff with your team, right, then you would just run your stuff. There are teams that are disciplined. They'll go to 7-on-7 and they say, we don't care what they're running. We're running our stuff, right? And you make the calls that you would make in the certain down and distance situations, kind of ignore the score. Tough to do. Everybody gets competitive. But there are teams that will do that, right? This is how we play, and here's why we're looking at this for this reason. But you see 7-on-7 is just about so many other things, the swag and the jumping up and down. And I know that stuff is fun. And really, I think kind of some silly colors and everything else. And that's fine. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. But
Get off
don't
my lawn,
think,
Barry Thompson.
I know, but don't think that that's helping you to get better in the fall. And let's add this one more thing. Receivers running across the middle of the field with impunity in 7-on-7. No fear whatsoever that somebody's about to get clocked.
That was the natural progression, right? That, okay, for quarterbacks, verbiage, timing, I think missed in this whole thing is the visual clarity required to throw footballs in the fall amongst a mass trafficking, high resistance, high friction, high risk, high reward framework of 22 people.
Right.
All in front of you and beside you, dancing around you, falling at your feet and otherwise.
And to your point, DP, the last programs, the coaches, I think, are more and more morphing to, for a practice standpoint, more of an 11-on-11, 7-on-7. That is, they're controlling what the interior linemen are doing, but they're doing something. And the other thing, in addition to the picture, it's different when people are at your feet and you're throwing the ball. So in our training right now, what we focus on when we're doing things, it's kind of similar stuff that we're doing, but we just kind of make sure there's somebody always around the quarterback. Maybe just stand an inch from them, or we duck down below them, right? Because that's a different feel when things are at your feet, right? And sometimes you have to learn how to be committed to throws, or sometimes you're going to take a whack, right? And you have to understand under what circumstances are you going to take this hit, right? That's also part of learning too. So, you go to 7-on-7, none of that gets done.
Barry, through some of this, right, that a big part of quarterback friction, whether it be 7-on-7, 11-on-11, no contact, some contact, full contact, is the visual. And I heard a defensive coach speaking to this, so I needed to ask you about it, that his mission was to change the quarterback's throwing slot via pressure.
Right.
That he wanted to, if I can get the quarterback off his spot.
Right.
The first spot that he chooses. Second, I need to change his vision. I need to lower his eyes, raise his eyes, make his eyes go left or right, one way or the other. Mm-hmm. And then I need, when he takes that final step, that I need for that throwing angle that he needs to throw through a dirty window with a lot of traffic.
Right.
How is that addressed, and how do you coach around that?
You just identified my partner in the chess game. So while he's working on that, I'm working with quarterbacks on a very simple drill called find the window. That is, as they drop back, we'll have a guy just approach them in their direct eyesight of where we know they're going to throw the ball. And so now the quarterback's implementing those little subtle steps to find the window, not changing the rhythm of the drop. Right. But, the idea that something's coming at him and he's got to move subtly one way or the other to find that window to throw. So we work with the quarterbacks on that. It's a really kind of undervalued skill because, guys always talk about quarterbacks, how tall they are. And what you don't realize is that there's people of varying heights that play the position, and they never ask themselves, how is that done? Well, the way that it's done is that quarterbacks don't throw over people. They throw through windows, little narrow slots in which they can see and do things. That's why a guy 6'6" can play the position, and a guy 5'9" or 5'10" can play the position.
Well, this is the next question, kind sir. Wait a minute. When you get quarterbacks, you never get them when they're 6'3". You get them when they're 5'6", 5'7", and train them through whatever height they're going to be.
Right.
Like, it's never a matter of, like, we talked about all the metrics that people want to coach from. Oh, this dude checks all the boxes.
Right.
And he's already tall. He's already rangy. Well, no, not when you develop them. They're not.
No, they're little. And that's the thing about what I do is, like, I don't really look. All I need is a guy who wants to get on the football field and get better. That is my jam. As much as you do this radio thing and you do it well, my jam is getting on the field with somebody who wants to get better. How tall he grows, how big he gets, how good he becomes. You're right. I don't ever know. And then the process kind of continues. And sometimes they grow up to be this big, strong dude, and he can win. Sometimes they call it the little skinny dude who can wing it. But at any rate, if I'm with him long enough, I hope that I give him the tools that he needs to go out and play the position.
Yeah, that thing about radios, that I've never once had to worry about any of those other metrics other than do you here's that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That IQ to me is the level of constant and consistent curiosity about the things around you and how they work.
Yeah.
That to me, that again, the kid that walks out with a rocket arm with no curiosity about how the game is going to be played around him or affecting him, he's not of much value to me, right? As a quarterback coach, that the kid that won, would they say 50% of the battle was won just by showing up?
Right.
Okay. Are you going to show up for the work? And then if you work hard in it, you're going to beat another 30% of the people. And then the 20% becomes the matter, the accumulation of all the other stuff you've learned in the space. Barry, I'd ask you, what is the first question you ask a young person who comes to you saying, hey, I want to be a better quarterback?
I just say, let's get to work. I mean, I don't ask him any questions. Now, you know me, after sessions, I'm going to ask some questions about grades and, that type of thing. But yeah, it's like, let's get, and I have it sometimes. I don't blame them. Sometimes parents, hey, they'll talk about them. I always say this to parents when they call me up. I'll say, hey, tell me about your future first round draft pick, because right. And they'll begin to tell me everything about the kid. And as they get into it, they'll say, hey, do you want me to send you some clips? I go, no, I don't need to see any clips. Just bring them on out. Let's go. Right. Let's just bring them out. Let's go. And
see,
that's
Barry
kind
knows
of
that's a trigger. He knows that's a trigger for me. He knows that. Listen. In the full range of things that make me crazy is that if you're going to go through all the work, go through all the training, show me video of your practice more than you show me the 3 throws you made where there was a completion made and without context.
Yeah. And to pick up on your point, when these quarterbacks make their highlights, a lot of the young guys don't understand. One, that's just your business card. You met somebody, they said, hey, I'm looking for a quarterback. You say, I'm a quarterback, and you hand them the business card. But if they're interested in you, they're going to go in. And I always say it's this. When you produce your highlight, that's you cleaned up on a Saturday, smelling fresh, not too much cologne on, just the right of it. You got your best fit, and you're cleaned up, and you're ready to go out on a date. They want to know what you look like on a Sunday morning when you get up and your hair is tousled up, right? Who are you then, right? So it does matter all the time what you're doing and how you're doing things. And that stuff just comes out in the wash, and you meet a guy, you meet them, and you kind of know right away whether they're locked in, whether they're becoming locked in. I'll tell you, DP, just today at our old high school, I met this guy. I'd seen him a couple times, and I was just really curious about him. I go, what's your name? And he goes, John. And I said, John, what's your last name? He told me. And he had an Air Force Academy shirt on. He was, that's why he drew my eye. I said, where are you going to school? He says, I applied to all 3 service academies. I go, holy crap, right? You can just spot these dudes. Spot them.
Yep, it's there. We'll throw the break when we come back. Barry, I want to ask you about this thing that, what do college coaches want to see in your film? Because so many moms, dads, players have no idea what to put in the height. They don't know how long to make it. They don't know what throws to put in. There's lots of it in play. We're going to go to the guy who has to go through this with them. Barry Thompson here on One on One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business, providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans, to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny skies, and it will be very hot. We'll see an afternoon high around 101. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly cloudy with a low around 69. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly sunny with a high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, One-on-One on a Monday. Again, thank you for hanging out with us. If you have questions, go ahead and hit them up on the text line. For you young people, it's always good to have just those questions answered. Coach Barry Thompson with us, and we're talking in the grand scheme of things that in quarterback play, and of course this time of year, where it is an improvement area if the time is utilized productively, if it's effective. And a part of this now is where juniors and seniors heading into their high school next seasons have that curiosity about what's next for them. And a big part of it is putting together video highlight reels, video. And I try not to call them highlight reels. I want them, as you said, it's a business card, but to go through the process of how to be with Huddle, et cetera. Folks will go through, they have access to their game film, and then what they put together in those films, those collectives that allow coaches to become interested in them.
Yeah. Two parts. So 2 parts. It is a business card. So a lot of kids will fail to identify who they are, right? What year they're graduating, what position they play, what school they go to. So in those first slides, identify who you are, what position you play, what school you go to, those types of things. That second slide, now you need to also provide some information, your head coach's contact information. If I'm interested in you, at some point your head coach is going to be involved in the process, make it easy for that person on the other end. Now, to the highlights themselves, you have about 45 to 60 seconds to catch somebody's eye. They're going to filter these things very quickly. Camp, invite to camp, look at them, follow them, offer, right? And these are people that know what their parameters are. So you want to first put a highlight up there. Some kids don't put highlights up front. Now, of the highlights, what college coaches like to see is things that they may have you do. So there's about 10 throws that if you have them available to you, you want to put them on. And I say 10 because each play should be about 6 seconds, right? You got to trim those clips. I don't need to see you breaking the huddle, stomping your feet, resetting the information, making a call. They want to see the ball in your hands, the ball leave your hands, and that's it. If they're evaluating, they don't need to see the guy run 80 yards with a 20-yard pass. So here's a touch throw long, a touch throw long, meaning that it's not just a deep pass, but it's a deep pass where you put the ball where it needed to be, right? And for a lot of guys, he may be covered, but you moved him from the top of the numbers to the bottom of the numbers. Whatever that case may be. A touch throw short, meaning for most people that's some type of screen, right? Guys are coming in, defenders are coming in, maybe you're retreating, and you get the ball to go up and down. You want a velocity throw over the middle. A lot of high schoolers don't work the middle of the field. It takes velocity, it takes timing to get into those areas. So your in cuts, your curls, those things would be great. You want to see an out throw, typically because it will demonstrate some type of arm strength, especially with the width of the high school hashes. It takes some arm strength and timing to get it, and it's a basic pass that they don't want to teach you how to complete. You want an athletic run. If you have it athletic, it doesn't mean that you run out of bounds and it's a significant first down that you got. People are hooping and hollering. But athletic, if you broke somebody's ankles, if you broke them down, if you dead legged them, as Jay was talking about in the lesson, and you got around, that's an athletic run. You also want to see a physical run, right? Sometimes quarterbacks run dart or QB power, and they run it up in there. And there are quarterbacks who can finish runs. They'll truck defensive backs. You want to see them escape from the pocket. Hey, there's pressure, time's running out. Boom, I'm up and out, or whatever the escapes we work on. You want to see a scramble throw, right? Can you extend a play, make a play on the run? You want to see a throw under pressure. Pocket's getting tight. You hang in there. You're committed to the throw. Boom, you let it go. It's a completion. You get bopped. And then finally, if you have it, a clutch play. A clutch play will be really understood. I had a kid last year, had a great one. He was on the right hash. You don't even know that you need the game. You could see everybody was around the field. He was 3-by-1 to the field. He was on the right hash. he dropped an absolute laser to the outside receiver on the other side, and you can see everybody go crazy, right? So if you have those things, that's what you want to put in your clips. If you don't have them, put as many of those things as you can up front, and then just work with what you have. But that would be an ideal list. 6 seconds each, 10 throws, that's 60 seconds. That would show a college coach that you have the ability to make the throws and run and do all the things that they're looking for in a quarterback.
Barry, how much value is there in the quarterback identifying down distance formation in the video?
Oh, you mean? Well, I think that might come up in a clutch situation,
right?
Right?
That you would describe.
Yeah.
Here's what this
Yeah.
was. Like,
yeah, help
kinda
them out a
knew what I was
little.
doing.
Help them out a little bit. But and I've seen people do that. Hey, here's a throw under pressure. Kind of warn them. Here's a throw under pressure, and now the guy knows he's looking at. I don't think that's a bad thing, but just make sure it's a highlight.
Let's go through it in a slightly different direction, because
Okay.
one of the things that you do really well is breaking down film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in the recruiting game nowadays, and I know it's true for receivers, to have the conversations where the receiver explains what I'm up against, what coverage
Okay.
I see, etc. For a quarterback on film to take a critical moment and put it on film and break it down in film study, it's the thing that quarterbacks in the NFL draft
Right.
going from college to pro have to do it. What do you have
Yeah.
here? What you see, down and distance, situation,
Right.
circumstance. Tell me what you saw. Tell me what you did. Is
Right.
there value in that for the high school quarterback trying to get into college?
Absolutely. I've been doing this. The high school that I'm working with, they have a QB summer project. And the QB summer project is as I'm learning their offense, we've gone through every single game. I've highlighted 3 to 6 clips. I'm breaking down the play, what was doing, where the coverage, where the concept was attacking. I'm breaking it down, and I do that to give them a template so that when they go into huddle, they can look at another play in that group, break it down the same way, put it in their notebook. So now you realize I'm breaking it down for them. They were at the game last year. I'm breaking it down for them. They're looking at it, and then they're looking at it again, and they're writing it down. You darn bippy that's these guys. I had one of them say, "Hey, this is a whole new offense." It was like, well, that's the same offense. You starting to understand where the pieces are on the chessboard,
No.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
He
new.
actually said that. Great kid. And they realize that they have a great offensive coordinator that almost every one of these clips, there's somebody open. And so, they're beginning to understand, okay, how do I kind of work myself to the space? And I talk to a lot of young quarterbacks in real simple terms. I talk to them in terms of deep coverage and underneath coverage. And I talk to them in terms of, where are we attacking? Where's the space, right? Or do we have the ability to attack the space that the defense is giving us? Very simple to kind of figure out what's going on, right? And figure out where do you want to put your eyes and what you want to do with them and why you're doing them. So I can talk a lot of middle field open, I can talk about fire zones and stuff like that. That stuff will come later once they have an understanding of how to look at the film, which I think is sometimes missed.
Barry, through all of it, that sometimes these tasks get shared by parents and buddies on the team without a real understanding of what you're really trying to accomplish from it, right? So there are different things that are in play. Read, eyes in the right place, hip placement, foot placement, quarterbacks playing, whether it be from the ground up or from the head down.
Yeah.
All right. Some get, look, the feet are frozen because of what happens in the brain.
Right.
And it's not free in that. How do
Right.
you deal with those things?
You
Is
break
it
it,
individual?
DP. You must.
Is it
Sometimes DP. I swear you're around. I was just on the field this morning. So there was a with this one high school. There's a play call where they isolate the weak side linebacker. Right, he's in a pinch, so he has a route coming in on him and a back swinging, and it just isolates him. So the quarterback got up. I said, "Give me the call." And we just had the guy run the swing pattern, and he knew enough to kind of look in the direction of the linebacker and then reset his feet and throw. Like that's the timing of what he would be doing. And I said, okay. I said, so I'm going to be your read now. So I'll get over there and be the linebacker. And so I would just take a drop. Now, everything he was going to throw the swing. There was no other receiver, but I wanted his eyes to be on me and then reset. Once I was comfortable in that, I started moving around a little bit, right? Started moving up, so that he would pay attention to what I was doing. And what I noticed is the running backs were looking at the guy snapping the ball. And I said, wait a second, what do you have to look at, right? And they go, well, I should be looking at the linebacker. I said, yeah, because if he comes, I said, what's going to happen? They go, oh, the ball might be coming sooner. I said, yes, don't change your path. That stays the same, but you should be looking. So we covered that, get their eyes right, and then now it's time to mess with him. The ball got snapped. I ran right at the quarterback, and his first reaction was to jump back, which is a human reaction. And I said, son, you can't do that. I said, your first reaction is the back's not covered. So those things don't develop naturally. Take time on the field, and you're talking about breaking it down. This is just the backside of one play in their playbook, right? But now he's got a better understanding. Hey, there's a specific guy who may trigger a reaction out of me. Here's a reaction I need to make. And so as much as you can, you keep going that way until you build an understanding. It's one thing to tell somebody something, but if you help them understand what it is they're trying to read or learn, then their smarts take over.
It's so much in it because and literally, Harrison, just for the sake of this, a lot of this are the same conversations you have with whatever position group you're leading, and because of that, you can get on the same page, quarterbacks and receivers. That listen, Barry's working on these things from that perspective. I need to make the people he's going to throw to effective. But second of all, I have to understand what he's teaching them and when he's teaching them, because I can't have my guys behind his guys. I need for them to develop at the same level so that when Barry teaches them to step up, get it out of their hand, take the layup, I need for my guys to know that that's what Barry's teaching his guys to do.
And build on the DP, even this little simple thing, when these guys are running, now they weren't all running backs. These were just kids that came out and they were doing extra work, right? So, but to me, it doesn't matter. If you're out here running, I got to help you. So when they were running the swing route, they weren't getting as wide as you wanted them to be. So I had to go on the field and say, there's, the fields are multi-purpose fields. They have all those rings on them. And I said, if you catch the ball here, that linebacker's going to have a chance to tackle you. Then there's another ring. I said, if you catch it here, he probably still can make a play for no loss. But if you catch it here by the top of the numbers, oh, baby, you're running a long way. And so just explaining that to them, the next several passes came out to the width, and they could even feel it, right? Because I got a route coming in that's going to occupy a defender if I get outside of that, right? So talking, it's one thing, but taking the time when you have it, being on the field, explaining it, then all of a sudden you get a lot of smart players.
That, this is the time where football IQ increases or it doesn't.
Yeah.
It is a balloon. That you want to go into training camp with a full balloon or with an empty balloon. And there are a lot of people that want to say, you know what, I need to deflate my balloon before I go in and do this real work. I think it's the opposite. I think you need to expand it, and that's how you make it work. I want to talk about the verbal part of it, Coach. That so many players, so many quarterbacks do not practice play calls.
Yes.
And it's language and learning the language. We'll talk about that with Barry Thompson on One-on-One.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through July 21st, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce bacon wrap tenderloin for $4.99 each. St. Louis spare ribs for $2.88 per pound. All-natural whole Boston pork butt for $1.88 per pound. 93% lean ground beef for $4.99 per pound in a 10-pound tube. And Boulevard 6-packs for just $5.99. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
For only $2.99 a day, LES powers life's sweetest moments and keeps all your summer treats icy cold and ready. Learn more at les.com/value.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through July 16th is spend $30, get 2 New York strips for free. Also, 10% off all beef jerky. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment before we hand it over to DeMornay Pierre-Chanel here on The Ticket for Ticket Weeknights in the Don't Putt Hour. Barry Thompson with us before we finish out one-on-one. Kind sir, that in this time of year, there has been just a wave of throws and catches and route running and understanding, right? We lift, be stronger. But the verbal part gets left behind.
Yeah.
What's the correct?
Yeah, you ready? I got a call for you. Ready?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Ring right X, shift to Viper right, 382 X stick looky.
Got it.
Right. And it should roll off the quarterback's tongue. And not only just the call, but he should have a picture in his head of what that call is. Most calls are broken down by formation. You got to get people lined up.
Mm-hmm.
2, if you want them to move around, then you got to give them a signal that you're going to move around. Then next is it a run or a pass play? And then if it is a pass play, what's the play? So you go ring right X is a formation, right? The X indicates that the Y and the X are changing. You got shift to Viper right, which is a 5 empty formation. And you can kind of guess the 3 are on the right, not the left. And then you call your pass protection 382. The 3 stands for it's a 3-step drop, which helps the lineman understand how long they need to protect. 82 is the protection side, man zone on the left. And then you have X stick, which is your play side concept. And you have looky on the back side. So it seems like a lot. It can be a lot, especially if you haven't done your homework. But you got to get into your verbiage, right? That's the other thing with these quarterbacks that I'm working with, that they are reacquainting themselves with the language of making their calls, right? And when I have them on the field, that thing I was telling you today, we weren't just throwing swing passes. I go, give me the call. Give me the call. Make the call. I need your cadence, right? So now we're doing
that can be done even with one receiver out there.
And DP, you'd be proud of me. It was done with one receiver out there.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So those things are important. It's this time of year, your refinement, you're getting in. As I told my quarterbacks, I said, look, this is your least busiest time of the year. Take advantage of it. This is a time where a high school quarterback, I told 2 quarterbacks today, I said, you need to sign a contract with yourself. And once you sign it, you cannot negotiate. And I said, here's the deal. You need to develop a daily huddle habit. I said, I don't care what it is. It might be one clip and I'm breaking it down and I'll put it in my notebook. But whatever it is, don't negotiate with yourself. Don't do 3 on Saturday and then Sunday wake up and say, well, I did 3. I don't have to do any Sunday or Monday. No, every day you need to do this. So these are the things that get refined. Throwing at their feet, right? A lot of guys just out there running. Like I said, our training session now, we're putting a lot at their feet, putting bodies around them, putting sight lines. We, can have 5 guys like a half line, kind of take a pass set, and it becomes a different thing. So all those little things are important.
Through all of it, Barry, that in the end, what you're trying to do is create a line of communication that's consistent and a standard for work.
Yes.
Those are simple, right? That standard of communication and standard of work. Yes. Both will dictate that in this time, this is when people advance. It is, in fact, time to improve.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I found with some young guys at DP, they you can tell them about it, but if they don't know how to go about doing it, sometimes they need a little help, right? So that group I was with this morning, I think they had a better understanding of, hey, when we get to the field by ourselves, what do we do, right? Like, how do we organize? Who's in control, right? Those types of things. And sometimes guys need a little help in that direction for all manner of everything that we just talked about. So it's one thing to tell them to do it, but there's also another level where, smart as they are, sometimes they need a little help understanding how to do it.
There's so much great depth to it. BT, it is appreciated because you make my head not hurt. watching people just move in weird spaces without purpose or mission. Thank you for what you do and how you do it, kind sir. We'll do it again next Monday, kind
yes,
sir.
and real quick, say hi to my boy. I got 2 Terrapins at that conference. I think they're going to be there. Billy Edwards, University of Maryland, and Caleb Wheatland. Tell Jay to put his eyes on Caleb Wheatland, linebacker.
That's what we're going to do. Big Ten Media coming up next week. BT, thank you, kind sir.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
That'll be it for One-on-One. Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pearsonell coming up on 93.7 The Ticket.